So it is the night before we head off for our travels. We head down to the Bristol regionals, and final deck lists have been submitted, packed away with the rest, and we're hoping that it's going to be a good travel because we're heading off first thing in the morning to go into the big city of Belfast. They go and get the coach and the ferry and another coaches all the way down to Bristol. So only thing we've got to do now is go to bed, wake up all nice and early, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and make our way. A busy day in a Belfast morning. We're down a wee bit early because it's supposed to be raining and lashing all the way up where I live. So we decided we'll get the train down early. We don't mind waiting an extra couple of hours to get straight onto the coach. They head to our first destination, being Glasgow, before we hit the Bristol regionals this weekend. So the first leg of the journey has begun. The road to regionals has started. So we're on our last 3 hours of the leg journey of a 20-hour travel on a coach in the ferry down to Bristol. We are sitting at Birmingham coach station. Our coach will be here within the next under an hour. Then whenever we get onto that, we're going to be 2 more hours on the road, getting in the crack of dawn. And me and the other half are going to do a bit of sightseeing, do a bit of a touristy thing before checking in at the hotel, get some rest, finalise deck plays, see if we can find a TCG shop, and they'll maybe get fancier sleeves just in case, for the regional event. But yeah, it's been a long journey so far. We started this journey at 2:20 p.m. on Thursday, and there's now Friday morning 7 a.m. There's been some sights to see. There's been a lot of small things, just from buildings and towns and cities, and even the people that been on the coach. And the bus driver, whoa, had a sense of humor like Ramsey Nesbitt. Yeah, it's been a crazy ride so far. Hi guys, we've officially hit Bristol. We're waiting to get checked in at the hotel. It has been a long 20-hour travel. By the time of recording this, it has been 21 hours of traveling. So me and the other half are just itching to check in and go for a nap before everything kicks off tomorrow for regionals, as well as later on this evening, meeting up with everyone else. Hello everyone. We're home, settled, back from regionals. We done the Ultimate Cup on the side event as well. We are going to open up some stuff that we got from regionals while having a little recap. So what we got a few boxes. So we got a box of ET4. We got a box of ET16. And we also got a box of EX10. So this is going to be a fun little opening. And we'll start from the oldest to the newest, so makes it easier. But yeah, regionals was actually pretty fun. We got for our first big regional, we got 149 out of like 300 people, I think it was. I can't remember what my first rank was. I forgot to write it down, but I did think we won that one. But to be fair, I don't remember. This is why I was supposed to write things down. By the time I realized, I was like, oh shit. And we messaged, I sent a DM to the other half and kept track with all that. So yeah, no, it was really fun. We met a lot of people. We actually got to meet a couple of our online friends, and I will like throw in images and stuff from the people that we met, especially from our online NCG groups, the locals that we do a lot of recording with. So we actually met two of them, which was the Paddy Boy and Will, also known as Replay, that actually like hosts everything. I forgot they came with memory counters back in the day. But yeah, I think my first round actually lasted about 10-15 minutes. And I believe I won that one. We brought a giant version of Hoodie Look. We will be showing off the Hoodie Look deck list video. I did a recording for the main deck, and then I have the actual deck that we use for the Ultimate Cup. Because I did a minor tweak with it. I did bring Mother Eater for the Ultimate Cup, but decided I wanted to continue playing Hoodie Look because it was something that I didn't get to play test a lot with, and it was something that I didn't really get to showcase for myself, basically, in regionals. But yeah, it was still pretty darn fun. But you know, also was okay. But no, we got to the stadium. Oh, dead hog. Nice. We got to the stadium, and we didn't know that coffees were free refills. Whenever you bought your first cup, you got the rest of them for free. It was so fast paced. For day one, it was very fast paced. We started seeing a lot of other big YouTubers like Elixir. He was there, and his group and posse, which were all nice. We actually did go up against one of them in round 5, so it was. We brought a big trade binder with us to like trade a lot of stuff off, and we only traded off about 12-13 cards, and we got about 20 to 30 cards back. That was a lot. I was like, I don't know. We actually helped out a new player with building their Masty Mon deck and everything, because I think it was actually in round 2, because our game, I actually lost against in round 2 against Masty Mon. But we sat there for about 20 minutes after our game, just helping this one person out build the Masty Mon deck. It was really cool. But yes, as I say, round 2 was against Masty Mon. We did go to game 3, and the guy was like, this is not the way Hoodie Mon was meant to be played. And I was like, I know. I was like, why is it not playing the way that it's supposed to be played? And I'm like, I don't have all the pieces. I was missing like 1 or 2 cards. Like, on the main day, we only had 1 memory setter. By day 2, we had 2 memory setters, and that second memory setter made the biggest difference. Um, but no, it was just funny as hell. And then, no, we sat and then we were talking about our deck list and what we were happy with, what we weren't happy with. Yeah, there was just a lot of joking about. And then Marcus and Baltic and whatnot. Okay. But, no, it was good to be cracking out there. We went over to try and be, because we knew we weren't doing the, what's the word? The nationals over in Germany. So I wanted to go over and be a bit trolly, but in a fun way. And, oh, no, don't. In a trolly way, but in a fun way, without overly annoying our opponents and making them question their life decisions, let alone my own. But, Lilamon. But no, we're going to be laughing and giggling with our opponents. We made loads of friends, but no, we helped out this Nottingham player, and she was like, I don't have much for trades, and I was like, I don't mind doing a swap, and I was like, diminishing value for me is not that problematic for myself. I don't mind losing out on an X amount value trade if it helps somebody else out, especially somebody new. And we got cards that we were looking to a certain degree, and yeah, it was just fun for me. Then on the round 3, we went up against Machine Dramon, and my opponent I absolutely loved our game. It was back and forth, and I think he was just more annoyed about the going up against Hoodie Look for like 3 rounds in a row. But he was playing Machine Dramon. Anytime there was like a misplay where he wasn't really thinking about what benefits his plays for next turn, or board controlling myself, we allowed him to kind of take his move back and let him work out how he was getting his plays through. Because at the end of the day, I wasn't there to win, I was there to have fun. So, nice. So I didn't mind taking that step back and being like, you know what, you can take that move back. It's something that you're going to learn if you go up against another Hoodie player, and I get it that it's like a stressful day. So no harm, no foul. But we did win that game. So that was our by round 3 we had our second win under our belt. And we got a couple of trades off them. We had a laugh and a giggle, shook hands, and then we decided to go out and have nicotine because the day was already stressed and long. Then, because there was 8 rounds altogether, so we had like one more round before taking a break. So round 4 was Omnimon DNA. Unfortunately, they just could not see their pieces. My heart did go out to them. It really, really did. Because I was sitting there going, I want to see Omnimon do well, but I wasn't letting up. So after the Omnimon DNA game, that was our 3rd win in our belt. So my first round was, first round 1 was a win. Round 2 was a loss. Round 3 was a win, and round 4 was a win. So halfway through the day, we only had 1 loss in our belt, and we didn't mind that. Then we took about a half an hour break. About an hour break. Went to get food. Unfortunately, we didn't get all of our lunch, and I just decided, you know what, nicotine in preparation to get settled for round 5 was more important than getting my loaded fries. So we decided to just leave it like that. So we got up, we got settled. Oh, I always need more carries. Carries come in handy. We got up and we went and got settled down. Then this is where my deck decided to just give up for the rest of the day. I was like, we're not finished. so we're not going to give you a finished hand to go for game. But we did go to game 3 for all the last rounds. So round 5 was actually against one of Elixir's boys who, unfortunately the name is slipping me at the minute, and I feel bad for it, but if you go back to Elixir's deck list from like a couple of years ago, he was an Alpha Mon player. Respect him for an Alpha Mon player, and respect him for being a Royal Knight player this week. This weekend as well. He played exceptionally well. We did have a good wee laugh and giggles throughout our game. But yeah, he went on. He played Royal Knights, and he was like, "Oh God, who do this?" and everything else. Yeah, no, it was good wee laugh and a giggle. And he was like sweating whenever he seen how janky my deck was, and he was like, "I don't know what your deck does. Why? Because it's not doing what it's supposed to do." I was like, "I know. I'm sorry." But no bad laugh and a giggle there. Then round 6 was actually the most confusing game for me for the day, because I can't remember who the name of my opponent was, but he was playing Hunters. I did not know what was going on because it wasn't playing the way the Hunters would usually play. Because he started throwing in spicy tech like the Memory Setter Rayoma for Alliance. And I'm like, what? And then, no, it was very, very funny. Wait a minute. It was still a very, very fun game. I can't say none of my games were not interesting. I was like, that's why I'm still feel bad that I can't remember what round 1 was, because it was just so off the bat. I was still having my morning coffee. But yeah, round 6 was Hunters. They weren't playing the way the generic was. Build a line, superior mode, double swing, and then swing for game type thing. But it was just it was like none of us were seeing the key pieces, and we did have to like speak to him about Rayoma effect, because they assumed that Rayoma would just tuck one card underneath any, and I was like, no, it's that Digi1, Digivision, and you tap, place a card underneath it, and it gains Alliance. And they double checked, and I was like, actually shit, you're right. And I was like, it's fine. I was like, it didn't change the game status, it didn't change, oh, come on. Oh, another card. It didn't change the game status, it didn't change the win-loss ratios, to be fair. I still lost, and at this stage of the day, I really didn't mind. As I said, I went over for fun. I brought a meta deck that was half giant for fun to see how my opponents could deal with it. And they dealt with it really, really well. Then on to round 7. I checked out on my own deck, not because it was bad, not because it was doing poorly, but it was the deck that I was going up against that made me stop playing my deck and start playing with my opponent's deck to give them ends to win. And it was Bloomlord. And everybody knows I love me Bloodlord deck. So the second that Ancient Garur and a commander. The second Bloodlord came out, it was like hatched egg, and I was like, this is Bloodlord, and they're like, how do you know? And I was like, I know that egg. And then we started like playing against the I was like, so you're gonna gain all this memory, then you're gonna unspend, gain piercing, and do all this jails. I was like, how do you know what my deck is going to do before me? And I'm like, because it's my pet deck. It is my favorite deck. It is one of the decks that I purposely blinged up. Even if I don't use it, I'm still going to rarely bump it to the high dough, because it was the deck that got me into quote-unquote meta play with a rogue deck. It reminded me of Dinos and Yu-Gi-Oh! With Ultimate Conductor Tyrannos, splitting out bodies and everything else. I was like, this is a deck for me. Yeah, we had a good wee chinwag. My opponent left the game and then came back for regionals and just updated his Bloomlord deck with some up-to-date cards like Medieval and Zavaga Ace and a Puppet Monius, and went for game, and I was like, you know what, I'm happy to take this L because it was just so great. And then on round 8 was the funniest game, because as I say, I was already checked out for the day. I've never done like 8 rounds consistently with Digimon card games at all. Maybe 3 to 4 rounds, and then even at that I just want to go to bed. So doing 8 rounds was a lot for me. It was just my first big experience for a regional event. I was just happy to be there. But yeah, let's see what we got. We got the Nidhogg, we got a Boulder, we got a Lilamon, Mirage, Pluto, Wargrave, Bio, Garga, Argoma, and Ancient Garuru. Not too bad. But no, our last game was Omni DNA, and funny enough, it was another YouTuber that we never heard of before. And I finally got to accomplish something that one of my goals for going away the regional was to annoy my opponent, but not too much. Hopefully not too much. But we annoyed him to the point where he was sweating himself out. And because we knew we weren't getting top, you know, we didn't mind. Our loss ratios had balanced over, or tipped the scales over, so I was like, one more loss, it's not going to make any difference. I'm not going to get like 128 or anything like that, so there's no point trying. So we started purposely slipping our games up to allow our opponent to win, to the point where I kind of went for the discussion of go for deck out. Let's see if my opponent will just say, right, pass turn, end game. But no, they went for the kill, which was fine. Daiken, Sala. But no, it went to game 3. Every time he had, I was forcing his gaze counters for the Omnimon, then doing a little bit of Hoodie Loop to de-digivolve and DP reduction. Oh, Dornomon, there's an SR. But we just kept going. We didn't really stop. We just kept going until we aced again on the same turn. And then we did a bit of a loop, and then we kind of restarted the loop, and then we kept going again, and then we went into Chimera. Oh, nice. Magna X. This went on a bit of a round in a circle for about 5-10 minutes, to the point where I knew my opponent was getting annoyed. Dragon, fine, no fine. I was getting annoyed with it, and then it was that last turn where it's either, if I slipped up, I lost, which I knew I was doing on purpose, or if he slipped up, he was gone. And you could start seeing the table shaking because his leg was shaking, and you could see like he was leaning further and further into the table, just waiting for one slip up or to see if he can crawl back. Okay. But no, it went to the game, and I seen there was only like 5-10 minutes left, and it was a big building. I wanted to go out for nicotine and stuff like that, so we went to finish off the game for Deckard for the win. But it was still funny nonetheless. So, all in all, we had 3 wins, 5 losses. For our first regional, like major regional event, I was very exceptionally proud of how far I got. Then we went back to the hotel. We got a couple, after all the trades and stuff, we got a couple of other cards that finished off getting us our second memory setter for Hoodie Mon, and then went and changed our deck list for the Ultimate Cup to Hoodie Mon. I was enjoying it. I didn't want to stop playing it. Got a nice wee takeaway, had a laugh and a giggle. Then the next morning we got there with like 5 minutes left to spare and got set up for the Ultimate Cup. We got rearranged into the other side of the room because I think it was like Gundam or something was having their big regional day that on our Digimon Day 2, and we just okay, all cards Sophie. Yeah, so we got set up, we got sorted out, and the round started beginning at about 9, 10. We went up against Magnamon Armor, which I was actually very scared to go up against because the second they go into Magna X and they have that protection for the turn, the DP reduction, the de-digivolving just means nothing, but the force the attack does, and the Ankylomon's minus 2000 until the opponent's turn end came in clutch because we did force. What am I doing? These go in here. But no, it did come in clutch for the fact of we did force Magna this swing and we had all 4 Akumi, or not Akumi, Toshido, the yellow tamer. I don't know. I'm not looking at the card, I can't remember the name. Trying to pronounce it all week was like hard. Or all weekend was hard. Toshito, I don't know. Shitose, there we go. I knew if I said it wrong how many times I might get it right. But yeah. We decided that we had all 4 of them on the board and he swung, we blocked, and he's like, I'm still like 2,000 higher because I'm still sitting at 12k, I'm sitting at 8, and I was like, I know, but you raised the V-Mon, so we're going to use like 3 of the Chitoskes to minus 369 to the Magnamon X, then we're going to minus 3 to the V-Mon, and that literally just hard reset the game. And by the time he was setting up for a new board, we just swung for the game without even using the full loop. We just swung for the game. Then game 2, I slipped up. He won. Then we had to go to game 3. Game 3 was probably one of the longest games of the day until we got to the final round. But no, we took it back in clutch. We done the same thing where we just stacked up a lot of inheritables underneath Hoodie-Mon and done the minus 2 until the end of the opponent's turn, forced the attack, reset the board. That was the only way that we were doing it. Malo. No, it was still very, very fun. And where's my round 2 for the Ultimate Cup? I did not write what my round 2 was. I thought I did. I remember drawing one, but I forgot to write out what round 2 was. And I don't remember what it is. Oh, shocking. But we'll just go to the next round. Round 3, Royal Knights. Different Royal Knight player, should I say. That went as bad as it went. We still won it, but it was just really bad apart. Actually, no. There was one, I think it was just before Swing for Game. We didn't have much on the field. We did the hoodie loop thing, and then we didn't have another level 4 to play, so we played out like Gotsumon to do searching. Then triggered Alliance and was like, well, if this line dies, I'm kind of, they're not ready to go for Omni for game or have enough rush bodies for like my Omni X and stuff. So we're just gonna chance it, and then Swinging Security was 7k doing 2 checks, and one of them was a cool boy and the other one was a mecha. And I was like, how the hell do we do this? Then I digivolved in the back, remembering I forgot to digivolve in the back, just in case the turn changes and I was still alive. And after we digivolved, we got the level 4. So I digivolved I couldn't really hard play anything out and stuff, but I did have like 2 memory left on the board. So I digivolved the Gotsumon into the Ankilo, and then as I digivolved in the Ankilo, I still didn't have another 5 until I drew into the one-off Chimeramon in hand. Then DNA digivolved for the Chimeramon to go for game. But I was just like, oh damn, that was so hard. It just came in clutch, like it was like a Joey Wheeler RNG of Yu-Gi-Oh! The Digimon, which was very, very funny. There you go. And Polymotus, okay. Let's see what hits we got. Lycamon, Shaku, Mallow, Dino Beast, Sylphie, Altark Sylphie, Shroud, Magna, being our secret rare, and Dory, not too bad. But no, it was still a fun game nonetheless. Then, we're getting the last box sorted out here. Oh wait, I didn't do the box topper. I'm so still asleep. It's a shiny Demi V. Okay. I can go into the Magni armor then. But round 4 was actually the same Machine Drum player I went up against in round 3 of regionals. And he's seen the sleeves, he's seen the eggs, and he was like, I don't want to go against you. I was like, why? He's like, I know what you're playing. And I'm like, okay. Oh, a Pokemon. Darkness Background sleeves. Okay. I'm dropping everything. Let's put these away. But no, they're just yeah, we had our games and it kind of started off the same way as the day before. And he's like, how are you getting on? I was like, did you make any changes? And I went, yeah, I made 1 change. I took out 1 tamer and then I put another tamer in. Excuse me. Excuse me. As you can tell, I smoked more smoke in me than Thomas the Tank Engine did. I'm trying to keep myself hydrated today. But no, we played our games, and it pretty much happened the same way. He did make the comment of like, I'm not angry at you, I'm angry at your deck. I was like, that's understandable. The deck is annoying as hell. The one thing I didn't check to see if there was a shiny middle card. Yeah, no. Our games went back and forth. We didn't go to game 3, but at this stage we were undefeated in round 4. Then our second to last round was actually somebody that we actually made very good friends with. We were having such a laugh and a giggle with each other. I see ace card. Actually rolled the blackboard right on the ace out of a box. Holy damn. But yeah, no, it went really, really well. We were bouncing back and forth. With the Galamon game, we were going to game 3, and we were both at this stage. I was like, I'm going to go for gold or go for broke. And we were talking about the pricing. And I was like, oh yeah, the Gumdrum online. He goes, yeah, but he was like, do you know the Muffin Man? And I was like, oh, don't start this. I'm only joking, that didn't actually happen, but he was like, do you know how much the Superior mode's going for? And I was like, no. I was like, it's going for 150, and I was like, congratulations. I don't care. It'll go into my shiny binder, the Go for Life, and just sit there and gather dust, and it's a good memento. Oh no, memento. Last one, Pyramid. Memento of the regionals ahead, and he's like, I would like to win this for my friend because he loves hunters and stuff like that. And I was like, I hope for the best. But one of the best compliments we got from the day was, I love your play, man. I love Hell's Boston Husband Hotel. I love your memory counter. I love the fact that it's, I think it was like Alistair or something like that. I was like, yeah. And then I actually made some additional ones before leaving. So we had like cherry bombs, the pinches, Valentino and stuff like that. And I got them all to arrangement. I started showing off the counters, and he's like, oh, I love cherry bomb. And I was like, then you can use cherry bomb in our game as your memory counter. And he's like, oh, really? And I was like, yeah, it's fine. And he's like, thank you. I'm like, it's okay. And then we started playing again, back and forth. We went to game 3. We pretty much went the time on round. Ooh, I got a shiny unique emerald. But we went to game 3. We pretty much went the time on round, and we won the game just by the skin of our teeth. I was like, I'm really, really sorry that you couldn't win win it for your friend for the superior mode. But what you did win instead this game is a you won a memory counter. And he goes, what? And I was like, you can have the cherry bomb. Oh my god, I won a cherry bomb. I was like, yeah, it's fine. And he got really, really happy. And then we became friends on Discord and everything. And I'm like, I came here to make enemies and make people hate me. People like me. Oh, Albert, you want Emperor? And that was funny. And then last and final round of the Ultimate Cup was what do you call it? Was against Jessmon. And then I found out that my opponent that was playing Jessmon was actually got the bye in the first round, and then went undefeated throughout the rest of the game. And same again, because I was situated in a table that was more accommodating for my abilities to unable to walk. Whenever people get paired up against me, they're like, why am I at the bottom table? I am undefeated. I'm an X and whatever. Oh, fuck you. I was like, oh, you're down here because of me, because I am disabled and I cannot go up and down the aisles on a scooter, a buggy, a mobility scooter, whatever you want to call it. I call it Captain Jimmy's. But we sat, we played our games and everything else. It was a very, very back and forth. I had controlled the board. We had it in the second game. I messed up completely. My own fault. Math is not my speciality, but I thought I had enough DP. Okay, Mallow. I thought I had enough DP damage to get rid of the Jesmon line and get rid of a lot of Sister ones and tokens. I was 1k DP off, and I should have took the priority of getting rid of... Thank you. We're getting rid of Jesmon first, then target the rest of the board. But same again. It is what it is. I wasn't out for going for gold. I felt like I was going for gold 99% of the day because we did go undefeated, and then we got was it third place? I think it was in the Ultimate Cup, because it was down to the percentage, because I went to game 3 twice and somebody went to game 3 once. It literally changed that small percentage from second and third place. But no, we had a laugh and giggle nonetheless. Then we went out for dinner and enjoyed the rest of the day. Then later on in the evening, next day, me and the other half decided to go take a wee trip out and about. And yeah, we went to the aquarium, then we went to the shopping district in Bristol. We got some nice odds and ends. I'll be honest, that aquarium was awesome. And then we found out the funny bit of, because I was clearly visibly disabled, that anybody that goes to Bristol Aquarium that is visually disabled, the person that goes with you gets to go in for free, because they're classified as your appropriate adult, your carer, the person that takes you to enjoy the day with. So yeah, it went really, really well. Oh, fuck it. We had such an amazing day, and then it took us 20 hours to get down to Bristol, leaving Northern Ireland. On the way home, it took 18 hours. So when we got home, we completely sparked out, went to bed. I think we woke up a couple of hours ago, watched the updated episode of Has Been Hotel, and then we started doing this. Well, yep, that was pretty much our rundown of regionals. A lot of food. Oh, I got a blast man. Or yeah, yes. Yeah, picking deals in one, yes. Okay. What are you doing? So be it. Here's one. SR. Pretty SR. SR. Yeah. Pretty SR. SR. We got 3 S's in one box. What do you know? Nobody's gonna believe me until they watch this video. I'd bring up my friend Eddie and be like, Eddie, I got this in one box. And I'd be like, oh no, but I was like, go watch the video. But to be fair, this video is not gonna be out for a while because it's gonna skull in. Okay. I'm pretty much doing this video, going back to bed, then I'll do the editing a different day. I am completely drained from regionals. But I did not open up any of my regional packs. Participation packs, additional packs, tamer packs, whatever. I purposely left them for you guys here. So we got our Western German for getting 3rd place, then we got this, and then we got all this. We got Slavs, they're all trades, and this is regions. Okay. So our regional packs came in like this. Then we got our Digimon. Well, we kind of know what that one is anyway. It's going to be the egg. Then we got our Gumdramon and our Restringimon from our Ultimate Cup. I'm going to really zoom in on these ones. These look awesome and pretty, and they're going straight into the pretty binder because that's where they deserve to live. Then we got egg sleeves from the Digimon card game. Not for sale. I'll remember that one and just use them for eggs. Then we got our participation event pack 8. So this is going to be most of the promos that got recently reprinted in the LM set. So let's see what we got. I would love extra X antibody protoforms, but we got a shiny royal base. Okay. I kind of wish that I opened these up down in regionals now, so we could actually help out a B player, but we didn't. We wanted to wait for you guys. And then we got a shiny Digimon. Then this is our regional packs. We'll go through the actual main cards that we know we're going to be getting. Okay. So we got the lovely Balmon with the Digimon World Championship stamp. Then we got Oblivimon 2025 Regionals participant. Loudmon. Alphamon. Oh my god, look at this artwork, it's so pretty. Pagranomon from EX8. Chaos Degradation. And the return to the Primo Generator. So that is our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 beautiful cards from our regional event. And then we already know what these two are. They're going to be another Digimons. Yep. Oh, I didn't even know that. Oh my god, I must be psychic. I didn't see that. Oh my god, it's actually a different one. It's a Doraemon. Okay, that one did shock me a bit. Oh my god, I was sitting there going, oh, it's a Gigimon. Oh, it's another Gigimon. We might get 3 Gigimon. No, it's a Dory. And I'm like, oh, okay. I know, I'm a nerd. Oh, we got a Rebel Barrage. No X-Antibody Protoforms, but or Analogius, but it is what it is. It is what it is. It's fine, it's fine. I'll just close the door behind me on the way out. Well, I say we did a lot of trades. We did a hell of a lot of trades, worse than the hell of a boss. So we got a full. Actually, the other half got me this. It was like the 2nd anniversary set. So this is going to get set up somewhere in the office, probably tacking on the wall or something. Then we got, we bought a lot of cards, which does include the analog youth and protoforms. They were so cheap, I just couldn't say no. Anyway, when we got our 3rd copy, or the 2nd copy of the memory setter, I did take out the Yugo from the deck to replace it. Then we got a rarity bump Palmon. Then we got an Alt-Dark Tiger Vespamonius, and a Vespamonius, and a Vespamonius. We got a trade for the Magmon X, Rapidmon, Paildramon, Tyrannomon, Return to the Primo Generator, our 4th copy of Guilmon X. I say there's not a lot I look out for. We got a rarity bump Fae for the other half of the B deck. We got an Evo Cup Diaboromon, a Blackboard Greymonius, a Lobo, a Sakin Korikaki, Blivimon, Aegiumon and Nori were the best trades I got from that from day 2. Because yeah, and then I did do a trade for like 2 of my cards. I think they were the most value cards, and I couldn't really think of much that I needed by the end of the day. So I seen the full art border Agumon, and I was like, I'll take that Tyrannomon. And it's like, you have no more dino stuff that I need or want. And he's like, please grab something else because you're getting a lesser value than your trade. And I was like, right, I can never go wrong with a Davis, and I'll take the Angel Woman Ace. And he goes, okay. Then about 10 minutes later, the guy ran back and he was like, I took the last of the money out of my account for this week. Here is money. It's not enough, but I hope it helps. And I'm like, no, you're fine. Don't worry about it. As I say, I didn't mind losing a bit of value because I was trying to get rid of a lot of cards, as you can see here. We came home with more cards than we left with. How? Oh. But it is what it is. But, actually, can you grab my red bag, please? I forgot to bring in the red bag. The red bag has all the decks and everything in it. So, yeah, oh my god. Oh my god. I have broken my back on this travel. I have broken my legs in this travel. I have broken my sanity in this travel. But would I do it again? Possibly. Would I go as far as what I did? No. Thank you, Bob. Let's show off the deck that confused everyone. This is not in order, so I'm gonna fix this while it's ordered here. Shaku, Pachitosuke. I confused my opponent nearly getting deck checked on the second day, showing 5 Shakimons in the deck, and he was like, "You're only supposed to alert 4," and I was like, "No, we're alert 4 the same." He goes, "Is that not the same?" And I was like, "No, that's the old one with protection by your stuff." And he's like, "Oh, damn." I was like, "Yeah," and then we digivolved into the Venus one on top of it, and he was like, "Oh no, I can't do nothing to this now." And I'm like, "Yeah." Okay, some cards are upside down. Da 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 da. Yeah. Yeah. I would say with the deck list coming up with the regional one, there's literally one card of difference being the memory setter and one of the Yugos. But yeah, Terriermon, Palmon, Gotsumon. 4 Palmons, 4 Gotsus, 3 Terriers. It is a very low count. I could have maybe 3 and 2 Hagurumons and took out a couple of level 4s just to make sure I seen the rookies, but it is what it is. Hoodymon being the best boy with Angemon, Akito and Seadra. And if I remember correctly, this is a full play set of everything. Okay, nearly a full play set of everything. Nope, there's the Akito there. I just got thrown into a different time. Yeah, full play set of each. Because with the Alliance, whenever this becomes suspended, you draw 1. This allows us the DNA, which we never did actually until we were ready at DNA, but the minus 2000. Double blocker. Same again, get the DNA, but we never needed to with barrier and the additional draw from when digivolving or when attacking. And barrier is inheritable. This just made this deck even worse to deal with. And then the key piece, Hoodymon, made the deck so broken. I can see Hoodymon not getting restricted. I can see the Tamer getting restricted because that's what keeps the line going. And then same again. For the new Shakimons, just start them in, taunt one of your opponent's Digimon the attack, then DNA de-Digivolve 1. All turns when this would leave the battle area other than by your effects, spit out a CS trait level 4 or lower, or a, what is it, black or yellow level 4 or lower. Then same again. One of the old shocking ones from BT16, just for the partition. This came up with this Chimera one, with like three, well, like 2 or 3 other shocking ones. And hand up, I did this where we didn't have another Shakumon, so we did DNA'd in the Chimeramon. This Shakumon was in security and it got hit. So we took this under. During the Digivolution, we got the last or second last Shakumon for the from the draw. Then we swung in security, we did the check, and it hit something. I can't remember if it was like it was a bad security bomb. I know it was a security bomb. I can't remember if it was the DP deletion or just blow this up. But it blew it got rid of this, which triggered the partition, and then it triggered like 2 or 3 of these shocking ones, which just get me so much more bored. And I think I played like Hoodymon. I think I played like a Hoodymon, Angemon, and Kilomon, and a Seedramon. So it was like we got the partition with the Shakumon for the Angemon and the Ankilo. Then we did the Shakumon that spit out the Hoodymon and the Seedramons, and we just made a big board again. And he's like, I hope you don't have DNA for game. And then I just like, DNA for game. And they're like, hard. I was like, I just drew it after DNA into Chimera. And they were like, oh my god, how do you get this lucky? And I'm like, I'm stupid. Then Double Venus, this was the card that everyone hated. Everyone hated the Venus one. Just for the fact of you couldn't do nothing. And then one of my opponents forgot that they thought after the turn finished and they were still alive for like the second turn. He was like, I'm going to swing a security, do 2 checks for game. And I was like, yeah, no. And he goes, why? I was like, you can do your 2 checks, but you can't delete this off the board with your effect. And you can't de-digivolve it or anything. Why? Because that's security attack plus, and this can't be targeted. And you can't activate your when attacking and when digivolving effects out of that line. And they were like, shit. I was like, yeah. They done goofed. Then 2 Ergays, 2 Mirays, 2 Yugos, 2 Memory Setters, 4 Chitoskes. If you did your math right, because I just didn't. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, over a fifth of our deck is Tamers. And we had at least 2 of it, each one on the board at one stage. So damn. And then the one card that everyone got annoyed with, Hidden Potential Discovered. After gaining memory and everything else, I got into a game where I couldn't do much, so I just played out Terriermon because I couldn't pay the 5 like the spit out at level 4. So I went Terriermon, HPD into Hoodymon, and then done the loop that way. And then 2 memory setters being the detective agencies for the deck. This was just busted and broken. The ratios could have dwindled down with the level 4s, taking like 1 or 2 of them out, and gave us more space for security bombs. But it is what it is. Oh yeah, I hope you enjoyed the clips beforehand. I hope you enjoyed the images during the during this talk, as well as the quiz. It was just a crazy weekend. Would I do it again? Yes. Would I go for as far as Bristol again? Probably not. maybe Glasgow or Dublin regionals would be the ones that I would be restricted to, being the right word, because I can't go any further. It hurt, physically hurt too much. So we'll leave it like that. But it was still a very fun weekend. But until the next video, guys, I will catch us all then. Awesome. I had to let people go past. Oh, this is awesome. You are huge. He's so big. Say hi to the camera. Shark! Say hi to the camera. This is awesome.